gracious good day to one and all once again. 'Tis I, Norton the First, by grace of God, Emperor of the United States and Protector of Mexico. Back with you all once again for episode number 127 of Emperor Norton's fantastic history vlog. Today is August 27, 2020. It is our 163rd day under COVID-19 restrictions. Before we get started with the show today, I would like to mention that Empire Day is coming up, September 17, the anniversary of the day we declared ourselves the Emperor of the United States, later to add the title Protector of Mexico. We do have some celebrations in the pipeline, and as soon as they become firmed up, we shall let you all know. But keep tuning in to find out. Well, let's begin as we do with our national days. Today is National Banana Lovers Day. Well, that's convenient because Banana Split Day was a couple of days ago. That's very convenient. It is Just Because Day. Why? Just because. And National Petroleum Day. Something we need to be moving away from, not toward. Our Florida man story today. Drunk Florida man accidentally shoots himself, blames it on robber. For our San Francisco story today, we are not using John Ralston's book because we found something rather good to talk about today. Well, it's a sad occasion, but nonetheless, a real San Francisco story. It was on this date in 1964 that Gracie Allen passed away. Now, some of you may be familiar with her, especially those of you who are of a certain age, but you're probably more familiar with her husband, George Burns. But she was wonderful. So let's talk about her a little bit. She was born and raised here in San Francisco. Gracie Ethel Cecile Rosalie Allen was an American vaudevillian and comedian who became internationally famous as the zany partner and comic foil of husband George Burns, her straight man, appearing with her on he appeared with her, I got it, on radio, television, and film as the duo Burns and Allen. The co-star of their TV show, The Burns and Allen Show, B. Benaderet, who was the voice of, not Roland Flintstone, Betty Rubble, among things. She was on Petticoat Junction. Oh, she did a lot of work. Anyway, she said of Gracie in 1966, she was probably one of the greatest actresses of our time. Allen was born in San Francisco to George Allen and Margaret Teresa Molly Allen, who were both of Irish Catholic descent. She made her first appearance on stage at the age of 3 and was given her first role on radio by Eddie Cantor. He had big eyes. She graduated from Star of the Sea Academy, located in the Richmond district in 1914, and during that time she became a talented dancer. She soon began performing Irish folk dances with her 3 sisters, who were billed as the Four Colleens. In 1909, Allen joined her sister Bessie as a vaudeville performer. She would go into vaudeville on her own. At a performance in 1922, Allen met George Burns, and the two formed a comedy act. They were married on January 7, 1926, in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, she was actually engaged to someone else for a number of years, her vaudeville partner, whose name totally escapes me at the moment. And George Burns pursued her, and she eventually said yes, thank goodness. Allen was born with heterochromia, giving her 2 different color eyes, one blue, one green. There is some discrepancy as to the date of her birth, depending upon the source. Allen is alleged to have been born on July 26, 1895, 1896, 1902, or 1906. All of the public vital records held by the city and county of San Francisco were destroyed in the earthquake and fire of 1906. Her husband, George Burns, professed not to know exactly how old she was, though It was presumably he who provided the date of July 26, 1902, which appears on her death record. Her crypt marker also shows her year of birth as 1902. Among Allen's signature jokes was a dialogue in which Allen would claim she was born in 1906. Her foil would press her for proof or corroborating information. She would say her birth certificate had been destroyed in the earthquake and fire. Her foil would point out that she was born in July, but that the earthquake was 3 months earlier in April. All Allen would say, she would simply smile and reply, "Well, it was an awfully big quake." The most reliable information comes from the U.S. Census data collected on June 1st, 1900. According to the information in the census records for the state of California, city and county of San Francisco, Gracie Allen, age 4, born in July 1895, was enumerated with her parents, George and Maggie, and 5 siblings. This proves that she was born in before 1900. It indicates that the birth date of July 26, 1895 is correct. However, in the census taken on April 15, 1910, for San Francisco's 39th Assembly District, Gracie Allen is listed as 13 years old instead of 14, suggesting a birth year of 1896. But this is not definitive, and census records do occasionally vary from year to year. In 1940, Burns and Allen launched a publicity stunt. They did many. When Allen announced that she was running for President of the United States on the surprise party ticket. Gracie Allen fought a long battle with heart disease, ultimately dying of a heart attack in Hollywood on August 27, 1964, at age 69. George Burns would then pair with Carol Channing, who was raised in San Francisco for a couple of years, not very long. And he would go off on his own, have a very successful solo career. You know, she really carried the act. He was the straight man. But that's sometimes the most difficult job. A lot of people thought that George Burns would not be able to go on, but he had a successful solo career of 32 years and passed away at the age of 100. They are buried side by side. Let's move on to our other history for today. It was in the year 1232 that the Formulary of Abjugations is promulgated by Regent Hojo Yasutoki. If anyone knows what that means, please comment down below. I just wanted to say Formulary of Abjugations and promulgated. So there you go. 1883, Krakatoa, west of Java, in Indonesia, erupts with a force of 1,300 megatons and kills approximately 40,000 people. 1912, Edgar Rice Burroughs publishes his book Tarzan. 1945, U.S. troops land in Japan after the Japanese surrender. 1955, the Guinness Book of World Records is first published. 1961, I'm getting a little obscure here, I know. Francis the Talking Mule is the mystery guest on What's My Line? There's probably video of it on the YouTube, so check it out. 1979, Earl Mountbatten of Burma, cousin of Queen Elizabeth II and last Viceroy of India, is killed along with 3 companions, 2 of them children, by the IRA when his boat is blown up near Sligo, Ireland. And on this date in 2008, Barack Obama becomes the first African American to be nominated by a major political party for President of the United States. Our births today: 1698, Baal Shem Tov, Jewish mystical rabbi, founder of Hasidic Judaism. 1890, Man Raye, American artist, photographer, and Dadaist. 1908, Martha Raye. She had big teeth. Quite a performer. 1908, Lyndon Baines Johnson, the 36th President of the United States. 1929, Ira Levin, author of Rosemary's Baby and The Boys from Brazil. 1942, Daryl Dragon from The Captain and Tennille. 1943, Tuesday Weld, all sorts of movie roles. Of course, she was in Dobie Gillis. 1949, Actor Barbara Bach, who was in The Spy Who Loved Me and numerous other roles, and is the wife of Beatle Ringo Starr. And 1952, Paul Rubens, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman. Our deaths today. 1963, W.E.B. Du Bois, American civil rights activist and writer, and founder of the NAACP. 1965, Le Corbusier, Swiss-French architect and city planner. 1967, Beatles manager Brian Epstein. 1971, Bennett Cerf of Random House Publications. He was a humorist and numerous times appeared as a panelist on What's My Line? Second time that's come up. 1975, Haile Selassie, Emperor of Ethiopia, dies of suspected assassination by strangulation at the age of 83. Hats off to all emperors. And carrying on with our new thing that we started doing yesterday, a quote of the day. This one is from Oscar Wilde. I have the simplest of tastes. I am always satisfied with the best. Actually, it's I have the simplest tastes. I think mine sounds better, doesn't it? Well, I'm not going to mess with Oscar Wilde. Don't mess with Oscar Wilde, no. Well, that wraps it up for today's edition. Don't forget, we will probably be coming to you for the weekend edition on Sunday this week because of an engagement we have on Saturday. So the Countess will be with us on Sunday this week, and it happens occasionally. So until we see you again, stay safe, stay inside, and therefore, stay healthy. If you do go outside, wear a mask. Please, please, please wear a mask. Don't take unproven cures that might kill you faster than the virus. Be kind to one another. Until we see you again, a gracious good day.